Okay, round two, we're going to be on the draw, and looks like we got a mulligan here. Yeah, I got two spells, but with five lands, there's like, I don't think there's any reason really to keep this. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and mulligan and try for something better. And this is definitely better. Cavalry of Pegasus into a scry card, into possibly drawing into Brahmas on turn 3. So that seems quite nice. Another white drafter, or red drafter, another aggro drafter, I should say. Here we go. So this is going to be a little bit different from the last match, supposedly. I'm glad I got a land, kind of bummed it's this land, though. Would have liked that to be a plains, that's for sure. Ooh, now we're getting into some not awesome shape. My opponent can go ahead and get rid of Cavalry Pegasus right away. Ooh, Spark Jolt main deck. That's fascinating. So if I flood out and grab a plains, I actually won't be bummed here, which I did. So that's pretty awesome. Could have waited a turn, just realizing it now, to have kept my God's Willing available for my Brimaz. Could be a race situation here. My opponent's looking to... I'm just going to go ahead and put Far's Enlightenment on Brimaz so it can fly over. And have God's Willing up to make it awesome. Yeah, we lose the cat that it makes because my opponent can just chump, but... Whenever creature enters the battlefield, you may return Far's Enlightenment to its owner's hand. No, because then my Brimaz will not be flying. That's kind of a cool interaction I didn't even think about. So that anytime I want to, I can go ahead and attack. But that would have been really no bueno for me. Chimera. Oh, my opponent has a blocker now. Voyage's End. Do I want a God's Willing that? Because if I protect it from blue, the Far's Enlightenment jumps off anyway. But the Brimaz stays on the battlefield. I do get to scry. The thing is, I really like Brimaz as a 4/5 with the extra +1/+1 counter, especially against this opponent. That's kind of tough, huh? Yeah, I think I want the scry, and I don't want to like fall too far behind on the board. So we'll go ahead and go that route. Oh, I don't think my opponent was aware that God's Willing would have made a Far's Enlightenment drop off, because I don't know why my opponent would have conceded at that, but I'm okay with it. Once again, our Mythic Rare gets us there. We're playing red, blue. Lots of big, beefy dudes on the other side. I still think I like the deck. I don't see anything really strong to bring in, but is there something that I don't like here? Stay Alive, Stay Alive. Riv, Disillusion we like. We didn't see any target, did we? Those three guys. Voyage's End. But we didn't see a lot of my opponent's deck. I still think I want to keep this in. Didn't see good targets for Last Breath. Yeah, we're going to keep Radiant Solution in. We got to keep. With another turn 2 Cavalry Pegasus. Really surprised by that Spark Jolt, by the way. Still going to play into it, because, I mean, really, why not? And the next turn I can decide, based on what my opponent plays, to do an Enlightenment on my Pegasus, or to observe an Alciad up. Vaporkin? Okay. I think I just play the Crackling Giant now that I drew it. I don't really want to bash through the Cavalry Pegasus necessarily. Maybe I do just offer the trade here. Yeah, I think I offer the trade. I'm actually okay with that. Cool. So we're looking to build this guy up with our Observant Alciad in the fairly near future. Ray of Dissolution, not doing it yet, but that's okay. That's pretty fine. We'll diversify, we'll put an Enlightenment on the Crackling Triton and bash through. Opponent's tapped out. We're not going to be blocking, so we're going to be attacking. I think with our Sun and Storm, Ray, and this Observant Alciad, we're going to be in a good position to race. And getting out of the 3-point damage range is really good against my opponent. Could get another bounce here. Could see like a Voyage's Inner Griptide. Flame Spear Adept, not as worried about. Alright, cool. So now we'll go ahead. And this doesn't completely ruin us against a Voyage's End. Not great for us, as evidenced here. But we at least get our 2-2 down. We have to pass the turn that way, and that puts us significantly behind. It does get this Enlightenment gone, which is not happy. I don't know if it's a blowout, but it's definitely very good for my opponent. I could take a hunk of damage here. Do I want to? Again, I'm still kind of okay on the race. This is a big 4 points, but then the Crackling Giant will block it pretty well later. And Sun and Storm might put us in a position to get winning, but do I want to take 10 damage right away? Yeah, I do. Now I really want my opponent to play an enchantment because I really want that life gain. And we have some pretty decent blocks here. We'll see if my opponent has a trick or something. Something like a Titan Strength can really blow me out. Yeah, my opponent's just kind of going for it. I think we'll just take like a block here and a trade here. Do I like that? I guess I lose a Triton Tactic, or not Triton Tactic, to a Titan Strength no matter what, so I kind of just have to do it, right? So I can go ahead and keep my Crackling Triton, and then offer this trade. Is that right? Do I do that? This is just to keep my Crackling Triton over my Observant Alciad, because it blocks better. Otherwise, I think we only win if we do this whole double block situation here. And if there's anything to pump, there's a pump, and I die no matter what. So let's try this. Coastline Chimera is okay, because at least I get to play it and keep Ray of Dissolution up. That's not awesome. And I still think I'd do that versus just playing a defensive Sun and Storm, even though the Scry would be good. I mean, I do have a creature to play out, so I will. I can always block and then destroy my own Observant Alciad if I absolutely have to. Target creature you control gains protection from creatures your opponent control end of turn. Well, that's a bummer. How much damage? So I have to Ray of Dissolution my Observant Alciad, is the story here. Target creature control gains protection from creature control. Yeah, have to. We have Metamai to get us here, eventually. And I am going to scry now. Voyage's End is a good card, but can I win with that? It gets me another scry. But I think I need Metamai, right? or Brimaz. It's the only way I'm winning. I'm gonna keep it. It's definitely a card that's playable here. They don't untap, so I will go ahead and attack for 1. If there's a haste dude, I bounce it. Chimera. Still think we bounce that. Put on bottom. Ugh, Crackling Trident. Hey, it's a card. Still just playing to the outs here. My 2 mythic rares, but even then I still might be so far behind, I don't know if I can get there. I'm trying. Prussian Chimera's coming down. Plus there's 2 other cards in hand. We have some defense. Ooh. That's not good, because now I'm going to go down to 1. And I lose my Crackling Triton. Can I win even if I draw? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and concede here. Okay. So we haven't really seen anything for Ray of Dissolution to get, and we've seen a lot more of my opponent's deck, so I'm happy to ditch it now. Maybe Hold at Bay. Not excited for it. Last Breath is a maybe as well. These just seem so bad. I like the 2/3s over my 2/2s for sure. I think we just do a Hold at Bay as like a really annoying trick, and hopefully get it to where my opponent can I can trade off with it. I don't like it, but I don't think I want the Last Breath because we can deal with the 2 power dudes pretty okay. I'm more worried about the bigger guys. So yeah, we're going to do the Hold at Bay instead. Yes, I want to play first. We're definitely keeping. We have a 2-drop into Enlightenment, and plus we have our Mythic Rare. And once again, we just want to get the nut draw of an island online. Because turn 3 Brimaz is pretty nutty, indeed. And I think now we do play pretty conservatively, because we just want to get Brimaz around to do good things, to where I don't want to just run out the Enlightenment here. I want to keep my God's Willing up. So we're going to wait on the Enlightenment now. And we really just want an island so we can kind of start going off with Brimaz and Affairs Enlightenment. Fortune Teller, yes. Yeah. So that's good. I'm going to do the Enlightenment and keep God's Willing available. Could be a Voyage's End, like we saw before. Flamespear Adept is definitely okay. There we go. Now we're going to get into some business here. And I am going to return the Enlightenment to my hand. Because being able to put that on Brimaz is going to be awesome. We take any damage at this point that my opponent wants to try throwing at me. Because I don't want the God's Willing just to, deal with a combat trick. I want to completely protect my dude. Crushing Chimera is fine. We can put Enlightenment on Brimaz and bash through it. Yeah. Go Mythic Rares. Let's see. 3, 4, 5 against the 4, 5. Yeah, we don't want to do that ability. Yeah. We're cool with just bashing and having our Vigilance and God's Willing up. I'll go ahead and block with my Traveling Philosopher, because that I don't care about. And it makes my opponent use a combat trick. Voyage's End would definitely be a bummer, but not the end of the world. If my opponent does a Voyage's End to bounce Brimaz and then Spark Jolt, that's okay. Kind of lame that's the Spark Jolt that's getting in Traveling Philosopher, but still, it's a thing. Keeps me from taking that huge hit of damage in this race that we're doing here. Cool. Cavalry Pegasus is fine. Gonna continue to just keep flying on Brimaz. Put my opponent on turn 2 clock. And we have Sun and Storm to help deal with all of that. Now the Chimera is going down. Plus a coordinated assault. So my opponent wants to do 4 damage to Brimaz and then sacrifice the Crackling Triton. That I'm okay with. So that when the Crackling Triton targets Brimaz, then we'll do a God's Willing. I could go ahead and do the God's Willing now, because if there's also like a backup, yeah, my opponent won't be sacrificing the Crackling Triton, but I don't want there to also be a burn spell that gets me here. And that's going on top for sure. So it means I don't kill a Crackling Triton, but I just do the most protection for my Brimaz there. I'm still okay if my opponent wants to try attacking in, keeping the Sun and Storm up. So I'll have a 5/6 Brimaz. We'll tap this guy down, as well as... what, the Vaporkin? No, because the Vaporkin trades with the Cavalry Pegasus, which I'm actually okay with. Oh, no, it'll be a 2/2, but still. I could play my Sunstar on my turn as well as my Spear, and since I know it's the Spear that I want, I don't get the Scribe benefit anyway. So I can just kind of wait and see how I want to deal with this. So if we do 5/6, 3, 4, 5... yeah, if I want to attack in, I have to do the Sunstorm now, but I want to get the better Scry off of it. So we're going to tap down Illiton Cyclops, and what else? Flame Spirit Adept? Or Vaporkin? 1, 2, 3, 4... yeah, I think Vaporkin, because I can get 2 points of damage in this way. Hypnotist is kind of a bum draw, but it is a 3-2, which isn't irrelevant. So we'll put on top because even if like Brimaz does start going down, we will be in a good shape with the spear to keep applying pressure. We just want things that are, you know, a big deal. Getting 2-2 attack guys that are attacking is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. That puts my opponent in a pretty rough spot there. Ooh. Still lots of goodies coming from my opponent. Now, target creature blocks Vertex Elemental this turn if able. So my opponent doesn't have the third mana to do that, to get rid of Brimaz yet, but is able to get rid of Brimaz on his own. Cavalry Pegasus, though, gets to do 2 more points of damage. If I do attack with Brimaz, opponent blocks, puts it back in my library, which is definitely not cool. And all you get is a 2-2 that gets eaten. So instead, we just attack with the Pegasus. Then we'll play our Hypnotist and start making creatures. Or start destroying creatures if they come in. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and it's 3 for that, so that's fine. We'll go like this. We are tapped out. But even if my opponent draws land, I still get a 2-2 off of Brimaz. I mean, it's a 1-1, but with the spear, there's that. So we're in pretty decent shape, but not invincible yet. And my opponent's just ripping tons of defense. Skirmisher is good. Cavalry Pegasus just trades with Vaporkin, so we're not there yet. I think I attack with Deepwater Hypnotist because it trades out anyone with these guys. And at this point, I do just want to clear away blockers, right? Is that correct? Especially I'll be playing another guy. If I attack with Brimaz, same thing happens. Nothing relevant goes down. But my opponent pretty much has to block here, and I think I'm okay. So my opponent could just do like a block with Crackling Giant and then like eat the Cavalry Pegasus. Yeah, I think we will hang out for a second. The main thing that I want to do with Deepwater Hypnotist is it allows me to, if my opponent... No, my opponent's going to block. That's just going to happen. So we'll just keep it as D. No reason to get fancy here. We'll draw into something pretty relevant eventually. We can target our Elite Skirmisher and get the Pegasus through. Then my opponent shouldn't respond to Crackling Triton. Or, yeah, there you go. I would have taken out the Pegasus myself. I mean, the 4-2 is scary because it trades up pretty well, but whatever. Spellheart Chimera. Alright, my opponent's pretty well stable. The Spear is going to go a long way in making my opponent not be able to completely, like, take this game down, but still. I think we go in with the Pegasus and prevent damage. No, because I can't kill a Spellheart Chimera, so I think we attack in, what, with Brimaz and then prevent... My opponent's out of cards. No, because the Vortex is the one that doesn't. Yeah, so we just hang out. Yeah, and one land gets Brimaz off the table, which is kind of a bummer. So with all this damage coming through, it is very scary. Chorus of the Tides? Gosh, okay. We need Metamize soon. That's not Metamize. And my opponent's going to be able to start swinging in and doing significant points of damage here that the Spear may not be able to, like, catch up with. That's good. Does it allow me to attack in with Cavalry Pegasus? I think so. So now I have a 2-4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not really. If I put on Brimaz, I have that's a 5-8. There's just so much, and the Vortex Elemental is an issue. So maybe just put on the Deepwater Hypnotist, so it's a 3-4. Now then the Borderland guy. So I think we just put on a Cavalry Pegasus to bolster the defense in the air and try to draw into another card. Like Metamai. So my opponent must have like a burn spell or something here that's being considered to be used. Not giving me a card. Snarecaster is okay. I can play it, tap down Spellheart Chimera, and then at least my Cavalry Pegasus gets to eat one of the flyers? Do I like that? I think I do. I really want to get... I'm really scared about having this stuff across the board for me, so I do just want to get cards off the table. Could be time to tap down the Vortex Elemental. I'll have 5, 6. My opponent can do 6. No, because my opponent can just double block with so many different things. And I think here we might do the Hold At Bay. Depends what my opponent wants to do. Do the double block? Yeah. We're doing the trade. No, because I want to keep my spear up. So instead we're going to go like this. My opponent should Monstrosity here. So my opponent draws an island, attacks in, Vortex eats Brimaz. I take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, but I have the Hold At Bay. The issue is I don't get to spear when I hold at bay, so that's really dangerous. It's something I need to pay attention to right now. That if my opponent doesn't have it, my opponent could have just drawn it and is now doing the math like I just did. But I need to pretty much always keep Hold At Bay and Spear of Heliod up. Which is going to be hard because I need to be gaining more advantage on the board. Well, I guess I do have blocks. I shouldn't be that worried about it, but still. Wavecrash Giant is very good, especially with Hold At Bay. So I do like that. Alright, do I have attacks with Brimaz if I do a Wavecrash Trident? I need to tap this, go down. There's still just so much coming on here. Yep, I think we just stay patient. Metamai will eventually help out. Another Spellheart Chimera. Gosh, defense for days. My opponent can win this weight game, considering I'm low on cards and time compared to my opponent. Ooh, Voyage's End with Brimaz. Okay, looks like my opponent's going to start going for some major pieces here. So if my opponent wants to do like a Vortex... Well, it needs an island for that. Which my opponent seems to be wanting to hold for like an Alpha Strike, which is what I would be doing. Probably there's an island in hand that's been held for so long that it will take things out. So my opponent's going for it now, because this could have gone into my face, so if this guy is dead, 6, 3, and it also becomes, these are 8, 9, 10 in the air. Eight, 9, 10 in the air, plus 6. eat these guys, trade. I'm going to be in some pretty rough zones here. I think my opponent's going for it, so I'm going to go ahead and do my hold at bay on the lane and snare, because I think that's more relevant. Despite the air things, I can kill the air guys. They do significant damage to me, but this spear hopefully will help. This could be very wrong. So I get 4 damage prevented, which holds off an attack at least for a little bit. I don't know how I get out of this. I need a flyer, but my opponent has like full on D. What an interesting game. I'm not feeling super confident about winning here, I'm not gonna lie. With just the amazing board presence my opponent has. Well, this is kind of good, right? Kind of. So this guy's going here. This is 16 damage coming through. I can prevent the next 4 from the ill-tempered Cyclops. I might just do a trade with the Borderland Minotaur. Here? I'm taking it in the air, but I'm killing one of the Spellheart Chimeras, so that's fine. Maybe I kill the ill-tempered Cyclops, though. I'm not too sure. I need to prevent as much damage as possible. That's it. I got 4 from this guy. There's only 2 on the ground playing that way. So 4, 5, 6. I think we just double block the ill-tempered Cyclops. Block in front of the Borderland Minotaur. One of these guys trades with the ill-tempered. Take no damage from Borderland, and then we kill one of the flyers. I think that's what it pretty much has to be, right? Do it that way. Prevent. Yeah. That's how it's rocking. Aw, Voyage's End. That's a bummer. So at 8, 9, 10, down. So I'm going to be down 14, down to 1. So that's definitely going to be a problem. Because I don't see myself coming back from that. So, oh, I did the math wrong. I actually did die. GG's, friend. That was a good game. I enjoyed that. So I probably should have been able to have won with this deck. I don't know, but it was definitely super fun. And I'm confused as to where the math was wrong on this, but it must have probably been with this guy, with the Ultimate Cyclops. Oh, Voyage's End made these guys 5/5s. That's why. That's where it was at. Didn't think about that. Silly me, super silly me. But my opponent played that very well in planning out those cards and making that work out. Well, thanks for watching, gang. It was super cool playing with some Mythics. Again, probably should have been able to win the draft with this. So point out all other mistakes I made that I hadn't noticed, and leave comments on manabluff.com. Also, comment, subscribe, and like on YouTube. I try to check those guys as well, and always appreciate the support. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.